Hey, I'm Dina Blizzard, and you're watching One Funny Morning. Welcome to One Funny Morning Show.
From Monday to Friday.
And sometimes on Saturday.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Carmen.
Cortez.
Good morning, everybody.
What's outside your weather door?
Good morning. Uppie, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. It's Kathy Swanson and Josephine, my co-host, from Kansas City, Missouri. It's a beautiful day in Kansas City. Josie's out here smelling all the smells. Let's welcome our host, Dina Blizzard. Say bye, Josie. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I love that intro. Listen, you put a dog in an intro video, and I'm in. Thank you, Kathy Swanson. Did a great job. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Lily, you coming to work? She's like, maybe, because I see you have a plate of ham in front of you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Lily. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm eating ham. Huh? What? Girl. Hey, look who decided to show up for work. She's like, well, I didn't realize that we were serving ham. I've decided to ring in the new year by eating ham and chocolate chip cookies. Now, I say breakfast of champions. From still no snow in Saskatoon. Judy, why does it sound like you want to have snow? You getting snow in Saskatoon? I don't know. Why is everybody talking about snow? Turn that ham into bacon. It essentially is. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday. Let's all agree. Lou, you agree today is Wednesday? Yes? Okay. She agrees. It's been decided. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I know. Boxers are the absolute best. Listen, Johnny, we've already accepted the fact that Lulu could have her own show and it would be 10 times more successful without me. But she has agreed to stay on the show as me as her sidekick. We should just call it the Lulu Morning Show. I bet it'd have a ton more viewers. Rhode Island is getting snow and I'm not thrilled about it. No snow. We're getting some snow in Philly on Saturday. Who said? Opie's okay. He's back to 4 legs. And poop breath. So it's a whole thing. Colby. He's pulling stuff off the counter. Wonderful. Cool. All right. So, you know, we don't talk about politics here. It's not a thing we do. I'm going to tiptoe into a scenario just to see where everybody is. Okay, don't get nervous. It's not crazy. It's a little crazy, but I read it yesterday. So let's just dip our toe, okay, and see where we land. Here it is. You're like, girl, what are you doing? Just listen. Okay, because I've been having some heated discussions with a lot of people about this particular topic, and I would like to know where everybody lands. Okay. Hi, Cliffy dog. Cliffy dog. I can only imagine you have a dog. It's Lulu. All right, here we go. He's like, I'm nervous. Oh, the Golden Bachelor wedding is tomorrow night. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Stay with me while I unpack this. Okay, don't go in like 10 different directions. Just stay focused. Here we go. In the past few weeks, there's been a lot happening in institutes of higher education where Harvard, Penn, MIT, all of those university professors, which why they all got to be women, had to go and say their thing. We're not talking about that. I'm just saying that's a lead. We're not talking about it. Don't everybody go crazy. That's not okay. Okay, here we go. Now, at what we're talking about is issues of free speech, right? In higher education. Again, we're not talking about that and that. We're talking about this one over here, so just stay with me. Yesterday, I'm reading an article. Here we go. Here's the article. There is a chancellor. You're like, what? Who? A chancellor, somebody important at a college. He was a great chancellor. It was at a school in Wisconsin. Who's from Wisconsin? Who's here? You should know. Okay. He's a chancellor at some school in Wisconsin. He has been an amazing chancellor. He has a stellar history. Right, Lou? He has increased admissions more than any other college in the area. Brenda, this is for you from Wisconsin. He has increased admissions. He's grown the college, all this stuff. People love him. Carrie knows it. Carrie knows he did it. Okay, here we go. Here's what happened was, okay, pretend Lulu is my husband. We're married. Now, he's the chancellor. You're a man in this scenario. He's the chancellor. I also work at the college. We're married. We've been married a long time. But we also like to make special movies of us. And we've been doing that together in the privacy of our own home for a long time. Yep, LaDonna knows. Okay, fine. Ain't nobody know about it. Nobody bothering anybody. Okay, fine. Special movies. Okay, fine. Well, recently, in the last few years, I don't know, they decide we're going to put these movies out for other people who enjoy this type of special videos. Okay. But all of the places that they put their videos are behind paid walls, right? So like the only people that would know that these videos exist are people who paid money because they want to see videos like this. You understand what I'm saying? Alice LaFive is like, I just got here. This sounds interesting. Okay, here's VN already. So what happened was he was a great chancellor, led the college for 17 years, recently decided to step down as chancellor to go back to being on faculty, probably so he could focus on his side gig. Okay. Somehow the school finds out about it. Something University of Wisconsin, something. Everybody got a side gig. And when the school's people found out about it, they fired him. They said, you're out. We can't have this as a leader of our community. Cannot be making this kind of movie. Now, his thing, and he comes back and he says, listen, this is my wife and I, consenting adults. They're not videos that just show up in your feed. Like, these are behind paid walls. And somebody on this board watched it. So you're going to take me down for making it. You're going to take them down for watching it? The board five is there, but kept him at least initially. Is that what I read was that he decided to step down because he said he had a great stellar like history, and that he wanted to go out on top is what I read, but either way. So the question becomes, is this an issue of free speech or free will, free expression? And I've talked to a couple of people, and some people say, well, he is a leader of the community. If he was just a rank and file person just working somewhere, it wouldn't matter. But because he is of an elevated position, go out on top. Okay, that was probably, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know who reported him. But, so I'm just throwing it out there. If somebody, yeah, they got these morality clauses. Now, here's what I'm saying. He didn't cheat on his wife. She right there with him. She in the video. Mm-hmm. The wife got fired too. Mm-hmm. And it's behind a paid wall. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think the person who reported him needs to be outed. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Least of my worries in my life. You do. You do you. Or whoever you want to do. Trying to listen while Dora blares on the TV and two children scream and fight. They need to go back to bed. It's a very different conversation than Dora the Explorer. And it's with his wife. Mm-hmm. This seems like a violation of privacy. Uh-huh. Well, it wasn't just a... Well, here's what's so crazy about this story. The crazy thing about the story is that they interview him for this story. And in the story, he says, we really try to talk about, because he's not wrong, like as a professor, he was teaching a class, and in the past, he brought in somebody from the porn industry to speak to his class to talk about it. Like, there's people, OnlyFans. I used to be a teacher. I couldn't pay my rent. Now I'm on OnlyFans. I live in a mansion in California. Listen, people gotta pay their bills, and you do you. You behind a paid wall, girl, do it. Do you? And who else? Whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not at work. It was in private, and nobody knows. Mm-hmm. Yes. So then he goes on in the article to say that him and his wife have a cooking show. And I was like, I have a cooking show. Very different cooking show. On his cooking show, he says that he invites porn people, special people, to come to his house and cook with him. So they make recipes. Thank you for putting that on my face. It was a pair of glasses. He has a cooking show where he cooks with special friends, and then they do special things after the cooking. Now, I have a cooking show with my mom, and that has never come up after we're done. Mm-hmm. Yes, Marie, I'm trying not to say the P word a lot in the morning show. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of voila in 2024. Yep. No. Mm-hmm. It was just so funny because in my mind, he was like, I think it's important to humanize these people and let people know they're just people. They got recipes. I don't know. I never thought about it. Of course they would have recipes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting cooking show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As soon as it was put publicly, they broke the rules of his contract. Oh, the UW lawyers said as soon as it was posted publicly, they broke the rules of his contract. But it wasn't public. It was behind a paid wall. And in my opinion, if it's behind a paid wall, it's not public. It's there for the people that are looking for that kind of content. And that's their business. I don't know. So here's what I'm saying. You're going to sit here. Stop it. You're going to sit here and you're going to act like, oh, morally corrupt. He can't lead this, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But one of y'all was behind the paid wall. So is the person any more guilty that made the video than the person that paid to see the content? And my thing is, do whatever you need. You do you. You're not all consenting people go. Yeah. Too much. Too much. So, does not protect employment, only government action. I don't know. So it's the whole thing. Yeah, the one that pays just as guilty. Sorry. Two different arguments, a legal one and a moral one. Listen, here's what I'm going to say. Was there 12 people on the board? 15 people on that board? And none of them have ever done anything immoral? Who are you? Yeah. He had to know there was a chance it would get out. Yeah, I think he did, LaDonna. But I think in his mind, he was like, this is my wife and I. Been doing this with no problems privately for years, 10 years, 15 years. And now we've met, we'll say, like-minded people. Put the fire on. It's getting cold. That fire's on all the time. Now we've met like-minded people, and this isn't just going to pop up in front of inappropriate places. It's behind paid wall. Unless you're breaking the law, nothing you do outside of work should matter. Listen. I'm guessing a student saw it. Okay, what if a student saw it? They're college students. They're adults. They're not in fifth grade. He was an excellent chancellor. They said that he had increased admissions more than any other college in the local area. He had grown the college. Like, it was just, stellar. Yeah. Too many other things to worry about, like actual sex trafficking. Maybe the board should focus on important things other than consenting adults performing or watching. I wouldn't want him as a leader of the college, said Michaela. If he invited people from that industry to speak in college, he is promoting it just wrong. Well, Michaela, here's my question. There are more and more opportunities, we'll call them, that more and more people are working in this industry. And here's what I'm going to say about it, not from the special side. So all my kids are artists in some fashion. Musicians, make videos, music, they're all artists. And in all of them, across the board, when we looked at colleges, I made sure, it's not a religious college, no. I made sure that every single one of their programs also offered business classes. Because in my opinion, it's not okay to just teach people an art form and have them become masters of it, but not learn how to survive. not learn how to make a business out of something. And I think business skills could be helpful across so many things. I was a biology major. I didn't learn anything about business. I had to figure a lot of stuff out on my own. And his thing was, this is a business person. Whether you agree with what the business is, side note. But there's marketing, there's this, there's that. It wasn't like he brought her in and be like, listen, show them some of your video. It wasn't that. He was like, this is a business. And let's hear what this business is. Yeah. One funny mother, Dina Blair, speaking of fifth graders, my son used to be in an after-school program while I worked, and I walked in, and the criminal boys were in trouble because they were talking about OnlyFans. I looked at the group of boys and was like, that's not okay. Stop. I was shocked. Yeah, they're talking about in fifth grade, and you're sitting here talking about in college. They know about it. There's nothing they don't know about. What difference does it make if he was a good chancellor or not? Well, I'd imagine that if he was a bad chancellor, they'd be like, and he's over here doing all this, and he's not even doing his job. That would be wrong. But that's not the case. The case is he was an amazing chancellor. Why? Because he had special friends. I don't know why. Yeah. A whole thing. Katie, that's probably true. And maybe they talked about it in the class. I don't know. I wasn't in the class. But it sounds like he takes this seriously. Interesting. Anyway. Maybe this will come up at your work today, and you should have a little background. You're like, I hope not. So then I talked about he's obviously going to sue, right? Here we go. So then they were talking about how the chances of him winning would be very low. Why? Because there's a precedent for this. Girl, what? Yeah, we've already done some form of this before. Of course we have. It went to the Supreme Court. In that case, it was a police officer. Made some special videos. Who gets fired? He takes him to court, goes all the way to the top. Supremes. What do they say? You want to guess? You want to guess what they said? I just got here. What's she talking about? Jen, there's a chancellor in Wisconsin who made some special videos with his wife in the privacy of his own home for many years, then decided to start posting them behind a paid wall for people of like-mindedness. So it wasn't out in the universe unless you paid for it. And he got fired. So, yeah. So the officer lost. He didn't get employed back. He lost his case. And so they were saying that police officer, again, was kind of a rank and file person, and he lost. So if you take somebody of elevated stature who is supposed to be leading the university, they're definitely not going to win. I was like, I don't know. He assumed the risk. He chose distribution over his job. Well, that could be the case. Would it matter to you if it wasn't a paid site? This is a good question, Marie, because I believe it does matter. I believe that having it behind a paid wall is a big distinction. I do. Because, yeah, like if stuff's just going to show up in your feed, listen, I've been the person that shows up in people's feeds and I apologize for that. I'm like, listen, I've seen my videos. I look crazy and those just show up. Some people don't want it. We're like, please never show me this nut job's face again. I can appreciate that. That's not what he was doing. He was like, this might not be for you. I like that about him. I'll be like, listen, this is not something I would want to pay to watch. Now, I do like me some Netflix, so I'll pay for that. But if I'm never going to know about it, I'm never going to see it. I don't know it. You're doing a great job at your job. You're good people. You try to help people. But you got this thing going on here behind this door. I don't know nothing to do what's behind all your doors. Mm-hmm. Except how often do people hack the paid wall and distribute? You put it on the internet. It's available to anybody. I mean, I guess that those are... James, do you think I look like Sandra Bullock? I get that a lot. I just want somebody to go up to her one day and be like, oh my gosh, you look exactly like Dina Blizzard. And she's like, who? Dina Blizzard. She's like, what? No. I'm like, you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's no problem if it's a person like with no title. That's what they were basically saying. So the whole thing is that they're saying that people in higher education who hold high levels of stature, and I imagine it's the same in corporate America, right? Yada, yada. That they should be held to a higher standard. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I mean, I guess they're not hurting anybody. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the image of the college he represents, and that's what they're saying. But here's the thing, Vian. I would be on board with that. If all 12 to 15 people on the board decided to put their trash into the universe and let us judge them. I guess one could say, but that's the difference. They didn't put their stuff onto the internet. He did. But I say it's probably behind a paid wall. Makes a difference. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. A teacher friend of mine got reprimanded for a post she liked on Facebook. Can't even like it. Well, it's very funny. I've been learning a lot more about higher education and, all of us have always heard of tenure, right? Especially when it applies to higher ed. In a different way than I've ever heard it discussed in lower grades. In higher grades, that tenure for a lot of people who were doing research, PhDs, was set up to let them do the research that they wanted or needed to do so that nobody could stop that research. That was the whole point, is that government shouldn't be able to tell us what we can and cannot research. So that's why all of these protections are put into place for these professionals. I just think let's get real hairy. And that's why my brother can't be nominated for Hot Dad. His law firm searches his social media. Carrie, this could only help him. This would be the greatest thing that happened to him. I mean, it's already done, Carrie. It can't be taken back. He's already won. If he signed a contract with a conduct unbecoming. Been teaching 38 years, no tenure here, no job security. My job has very specific rules as far as social media goes, as well as secondary employment. All secondary employment has to be approved. What? What does that mean, Courtney? What are you talking about? Yeah, his brother didn't consent, so it's not his fault. We actually forced him to be the hottest dad of the year. He was like, please don't do this. And we're like, oh, we're going to do it because you're hot. This is where we force people. I mean, basically, sexiest man of the year is at People Magazine. They just pick people. Those people don't always know. That's basically what's happened here. Yeah. Financial advisors have to have outside business. Well, I think there's a reason, right? That's because that there's a conflict of interest, right? I don't know. And then we throw him on a calendar. He can't help that. He can't help it. He does have a hot dad ornament on his tree. Boom. Carrie, we knew that. We sent it to him. So funny. Yeah. So anyway, there's some food for thought there. Oh, Chris Bass finally showed up. I work for the state government. I have to have departmental approval for all outside work and volunteer work. Volunteer work. What? And their time away from clients, potentially things that would make the firm look bad. I'll say, this is why I can't have a real job. I can't. I couldn't do it. Oh, good, Sarah. I'm glad. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. No. I don't think I could have a real job. I don't think I would last very long. You know what I mean? Can you imagine me at a real job? No. No. Somebody yell at me. I'd be like, who are you yelling at? What'd you say? You want to talk about in the morning show? They'll be like, the what? Well, I'm going to talk about you in the morning show. Nicole knows. She's like, I'm with you, Dina. There's some of us that know right off the bat, we could not be people with real jobs. Raise your hand if you can't have a real job. I have a feeling even people with real jobs are like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be. I'm basically waiting to be fired. As a civil servant, I have to have my second job approved because of conflict of interest. I'm 62. I start a full-time job next week. I have to be there at 6 a.m. Stop it. For what? Why 6 in the morning? I shouldn't be working, but somehow I've been at the same place for 14. I have one and I shouldn't. I have a real job and I shouldn't. That's me. Shouldn't have a real job. You definitely couldn't have one where you couldn't eat. Mary, I've been places where they're like, you can't eat on. I'm like, okay. You're eating? What? How do you want to tell people they can't eat at work? 8 hours? Yeah. I'm eating cookies, Angela, at work. And I drink out of a vase. I'm almost positive this alone would be a problem. They'd be like, Dina, we need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, that's great because I could use a break and a cookie. And they'd say, we need to talk to you about what you're drinking out of. I got my vase. Yeah. We frown on open containers in the classroom. You do? It's so convenient, though. Yeah. What's in here? None of your business. They're like, we need to taste it. No. Like, why does it smell like vodka? What? No, it doesn't. Is that what vodka smells like? Smell like what? Mm-mm. Doris, look at you. So you're gonna miss the morning show? Yeah. I actually got a verbal warning for helping too much. Stop it. Mm-mm. Tell Michelle to get the chancellor on for Thursday. I bet he'd come on. Mm-hmm. I can't even have a bottle of wine in my car in our parking garage at work. What? What? Vodka doesn't smell. Good to know. Good to know. Office drinking is the best. Thank you, Chris Bass. Mm-hmm. And then he can be on Voila. Uh-huh. All right, Doris, we're going to miss you. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something. If you were going to get fired for something at work, what would it be? Are you allowed to say that? Are they watching? Is the man watching? I could get fired for so many reasons. I remember at work one time. I knew I was leaving. You know what I'm talking about? Leslie's like, my mouth. My mouth is the reason. Coming in late. Mm-hmm. So I'm at work. Michaela's like, speaking my mind, asking too many questions. Yeah, these are all reasons. Telling somebody what I really think. Yeah, they don't like that. Taking a nap. Cursing at the kids. For being a social butterfly, that would be me. For telling somebody off. For not showing up until I feel like it. Swearing. I asked to get fired and they won't. Joey Joe. Oh, my mouth. If someone comes talking to me out the side of their neck, Cassandra, I don't even know what that means, but I feel like I know what that means. I never heard somebody talking out the side of their neck. I got fired 5 days before carpal tunnel. Fired from being on TikTok too much. Sarcasm. So I'm at work. My mouth and facial expression, well, that's my main problem. So I'm at work one day. I get called to the side, and this guy hated me. But he would never come and yell. He'd send his underlings over. You know what I'm talking about? You know when your boss hates you, but they won't come over because they too much of to come on over and do it themselves, so they send people. You know what I'm talking about? And then you just stare like this at the person they sent over. You guys don't know. I am not. I'm good until I'm not good. So here's my face. He's like, okay, so we think that maybe you could just like you're not doing enough to like connect with the audience. And I was like, He's like, we just think that like you should be downstairs and greeting them, and then when they come up, then you would be with them. I'm like, okay, so you want me to? He's like, so what we want you to do is go down and meet them. Sorry, everybody. We want you to go down and meet the audience before they come up and do the whole thing. And then you'll do the show. And then you'll go down and do that for the second show. And I said, okay, cool. I could do that. It's just that that's my lunch break. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, the second show loads in while everyone's on lunch. So that would be my lunch break. So I would miss a break in an 8-hour day to pee and eat. And they're like, no, we get that, but we just really think that that's what has to get done. So, and I said, yeah, okay, sure, I could do that. I said, that would be great. We just really think it's going to really make a difference. And I was like, sure. So I went to lunch every day for a week and didn't do anything they said. And no extra pay, Lisa, girl, stop. And then the next week, the guy comes over and he's like, I just want to let you know, everybody's talking about what a difference it's really made in you going down early. And I was like, okay. He's like, thank you so much for making the change. I'm like, no, I think I still had lasagna on my face. I was like, no problem. I could do it. Yeah. Anytime. Yeah. I lie. Because I just thought they were dumb. And yeah. Mm-hmm. I used to go to lunch and not return at my beach job when I was younger. Yeah, that was essentially that's what I did. Yeah. There's another one where, so like when you do warm up, you can get paid by the show or get paid by the day, right? And depending on a lot of, sometimes it's good to get paid by the day, sometimes it's good to get paid by the show. Good and bad points. You have to choose one or the other. Well, I get to this thing one day, the show that will remain nameless. And the girl was like, I need you to fill out all the paperwork. Now, I didn't do my paperwork. At the time I had a manager and I was like, can you just send it to the manager? Because he'll just do that. She goes, I really need you to fill it out. No, because, she's like 21. And I said, yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be on here. I don't usually do this part. She's like, okay, but I need you to do it because I need to just make sure I get paid. I'm like, again, he would take care of all of that. She goes, no, we pay a little different here. We pay in 15-minute increments. And I was like, what was that? What? We pay in 15-minute increments. So you'll be working for 15 minutes today. And I was like, what? What are you saying? What? Because I'm already 3 hours into this job. I drove in, waited, got here, and she's like, yeah, but we have to limit it, so it'll be 15 minutes. She goes, so you'll look at me and I'll tell you when you can start and stop. And we'll stretch that 15 minutes out over the 3 to 4 hour show. Yeah, no, this is all real. This happened. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, if we have to use the second 15, we will. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, curly top. She's like, you'll look at me and I'll let you know if you can talk. That was what she said. So I'm at work and it's not going well, just like every show. That's the whole point that I'm there, is to fill in the parts where the show goes sideways. Well, there's a lot of parts where the show goes sideways, to the point where they do a stop down. A stop down means basically the whole crew leaves. There's something majorly wrong with production, so they do a stop down. So this is the best part. She comes over. She goes, Dina, all right, so we're gonna do a stop down. And I was like, so you want me to talk? No, I don't want you to talk. No, because you're like almost close to the 15. And I was like, okay, great. Then I'll just go then. And she's like, oh, no. So here's what's going to happen. We have a video just for this purpose. So that video is going to play. Okay. And I need for you to stand here and watch that video. And then when the video is done, then you can talk. But I'm hoping we'll be back up and running by then. And I was like, what? She's yeah. So that video, like, you don't have to talk. So we don't roll over that 15 to the second 15. So you stand here. I said, but everybody else is on break. I know. I said, are you paying me to stand here? Exactly, Katie. I said, are you going to pay me to stand here and watch this video? No, this isn't part of your 15. That's why we have this video. And I was like, okay, I'm not standing here. If you want to stand here, you can watch the video. But if you're not paying me to watch this video, I'm going to go in the bathroom. I'm going to go get a snack. And she goes, well, but I would need you back here for when the video stops. I go, well, then you should come find me. I'll be around. But I'm not standing here and watching this video. Yeah, that was a real conversation. Television's crazy. Crazy. And in my younger years, I'd be like, okay, all right. I was like, yeah, no. My time is valuable. Are they still in business? Oh, yeah, of course they are. Yeah, I tried to tell you what to do and she wasn't paying. Yeah. I'll be like, wait, you paying me to stand here? Then I ain't standing here. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. It wouldn't let me take vacation if I kept my phone on and answered her calls anytime of day or night while on vacation. No. How did they make that work? They didn't, Angela. I didn't last at that particular job. I was like, this show ain't for me. Not gonna happen. Yeah, no, I don't have a good attitude. No, I'm the kind of person that if I'm in the right place, in the right environment with the right people, I'm gonna be one of the best parts of this team. I'll be on it. I'll go down with the ship. I'm like, you good? You good? Let's do this. Boom. But if I don't like you and this ain't working, good morning, Pam. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. And I don't care. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. Pretty much all of them at some point in the 5. Pretty much every show in the city, I feel like. I never did The View. But I did all the other ones. So. Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway. All right, listen. We had a great day today. What was your favorite? My favorite show was when I worked at Anderson Cooper and Paula Deen. Those were my 2 favorites. They were just fun to work for and very kind. And I felt like I could learn something from them, working with and for both of them. And I like being somewhere where I feel like I'm learning something. I'm growing in some way, that it was just so fun. And Anderson was so funny because he had a warm up, but I don't know that it was a good warm up. And I know Anderson's laugh. It was always so funny. I know. I actually have a clip of making fun of his laugh. But we had a very nice rapport. Yeah, I was not gluten-free when working for Paula Deen. No, you couldn't be. And the food was so good. It was so good. So yeah, no, it was good times. Good times. I know. I was heartbroken when I found out he only likes boys. I had a crush on him. Oh, I believe I was his girlfriend for at least 1.5 years. And I tell people I was. And I told him I told people. And he was not happy. But he was great. We had a good time. Anyway. All right. So listen, it's Wednesday, day 3 of the new year. There is a video of me rubbing up against him. That sounds accurate. So anyway. All right. Yes, Michelle has been lining up lots of different guests. Actually, I think that we have potentially a guest on Saturday morning, which is very unusual for us. So stay tuned for that. I have to make sure that that is going to come to fruition. So yeah, it's funny. All right. Well, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Other than my dog smells and I can smell it from the floor. Ugh. Dude, come on. Get up. Stink pants. Get up. Could you get Anderson Cooper to join your morning show? Wouldn't that be great? Oh my God, so stinky here. Okay. Halfway through the week. Today is Wednesday. Halfway through the week. You're making us come to work on Saturday. You can watch from your bed. Oh, so the store will be open until noon today. I did see a post from our Canadian friends talking about how ridiculous, even with everything this cheap, how ridiculous it is to ship. So I put a note into Chris to say, is there some other option we can give people? So I'm working on that because I do want to give our Canadian friends the opportunity to purchase, even if you all purchase at the same time and have it all shipped to one person and split the shipping. Just call it a day. It'll just be like one giant box going to Canada, one giant box going to Judy in Saskatoon, and then she'll send it out from there. I don't know how you want to do it, but I'm trying to figure it out. So, I use Pirate Ship. It's the cheapest option for shipping every time. I don't think they offer that on our Shopify store. For 3 things with the ship. That's ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna look at it. So we'll see. Yeah, those mugs are a little bit expensive to ship, so they don't break. That's the problem with the mugs. Judy. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks, everybody from the TikTok. Glad that you're here. Hope you'll be here tomorrow. Same thing for you, Facebook. Today is Wednesday. Just, again, letting everybody know. Like Judy from Saskatoon says, do something nice for yourself or for others. Punch a dog in the face. Whatever you need to do to get through Wednesday. But have a great day and a blessed day. And I look forward to seeing you guys here tomorrow morning. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out onefunnymotherstore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.